Howdy folks, I am just going through doing a bit of a stock take on all my drone controllers and batteries and accessories and bags and filters. Problem is I don't own a drone. This is like a graveyard for all of the drones that I have crashed. So today I want to talk about my plans for drones in 2025, 2026, and above anything else, I want your feedback and your thoughts and your expertise, because I know we have a lot of drone users out there, and even if you aren't a drone user, maybe you can tell me why you aren't. But before that, let's take a look at some beautiful drone footage to get in the mood of why I'm even considering this again. So, fancy controller with a screen, old school one, fairly new one, another one of them, so many batteries, so many bags. I even have DJI gloves. These are quite great actually, lining gloves to go under other gloves. Filters, a bag full of propellers, a couple of packs of never used propellers. It's ridiculous, and most likely, no matter what I'm getting, none of this will be compatible and I'll have to start from scratch. So let me start by saying, my name is Matt Granger. It's been 9 months since my last drone crash, and I think I'm ready to get back on the horse. Now, as I push all of this sadness one side and the other, I think the footage kind of speaks for itself. It can really elevate a project. 5 or 6 years ago, I was telling people that genuinely, in 2020, the technology they had then was only available to Hollywood just 10 years prior. And where we are now is way better than what Hollywood had in 2010. And it's literally $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 depending on which model you get. It's pretty incredible. So I am kind of a careless person. I do get distracted easily. I confess all of that. So when I'm thinking about what to buy now, I do want to keep in mind what isn't too much of an investment in case I do crash it, and what has good sensors. I'll come back to this, but things like the improvements to DJI Care are one of the reasons I'm coming back. So let me just, before I get into the models I'm thinking about, tell you a little confessional. At my worst, I lost 3 cutting-edge drones in 3 weeks. Yep. But you know, as we're photographers and filmmakers and content creators here, so let me set the scene and I think you'll forgive me. I was on a switchback road in the mountains in the east of Bhutan, this beautiful stretch of road. I put the drone up, then had our bus drive, so then I had the bus going through the mountain pass. And just as that was happening, these beautiful clouds rolled in between me and it, so the bus was disappearing into the clouds. And then the drone disappeared into the clouds and was never to be seen again. And every time I go back to Bhutan, I'm reminded of that. Shortly after that, I was in Colm for Photokina, and not as glamorous a story. I was getting shots of the city for establishing shots, which I was able to use because they were cached on the controller, and it just lost signal, and I think it fell into the Rhine River. And then a week later it was, luckily, knowing my track record, I had saved, I think it was the Mavic 3 Pro then, the latest and greatest, had just been released. I didn't take it until Iceland. And I was running a tour in Iceland after the Bhutan tour. And it was day 2 of the trip. I was standing with one of my guests saying how great these new drones are, that they have downward facing sensors so you can't crash anymore. I was flying in, we were at the foot of a fjord, mountain at our back, water in front, flying basically towards us, getting footage of the snow-capped mountain reflected in the fjord, perfectly cut out, just gorgeous. I'm flying towards us and down, towards us and down, straight into the water. The downwards facing cameras couldn't tell that it was water because it was so glassy. So on its maiden voyage, I just plunged it into the fjord and sheepishly walked away, didn't tell my guests what I had done until the end of the trip. And that was 3 drones in 3 weeks. After that, I didn't fly a drone or buy a drone for years. And I finally got back into it with the Air 2S last year. Was going pretty well. Then I was shooting for my 1 week in Sydney course with Saskia, beautiful sunrise shoot. And it was actually after we'd finished, we got all of the great stuff, and I was just getting some footage at the beach and managed to hit a tree, and that one's gone as well. So the reason, that I kind of just told you the reason why I've been sheepish about getting another one, that and my videographer and my wife love to talk shit about. I guess I just kind of told you the reasons why, but also everyone that I work with loves to remind me and talk shit about how often I lose them whenever I talk about getting a new one. So be it. But the reason I'm considering it again, it used to be that if you needed to activate DJI Care, you needed the drone back. So I had a friend who lost one in the ocean, and miraculously a month later some divers found it and got it back to him, and he was able to give the body back to DJI and get a replacement. Now they have updated that if you at least have the log that it crashed, they'll just disable the drone, so in case you're faking it, you can't use it anymore. And then the DJI Care still works. So that puts me back in the ballpark that there is proper insurance available for it now. So I'm basically looking at the Mini Pro or going full hog on the Pro. Now, I realize that the Mavic 4 Pro is the flagship and definitely has the best lenses and the best sensors, but the Mini 5 Pro is in Hong Kong about 1/3 of the price, significantly lighter, and it seems like it could be a really great balance for me. It's under $1,000 with the bits and pieces, and hopefully some of this would still fit, compared to being $2,000 or $3,000 for the 4 Pro. Now, it would be remiss of me not to mention that there's a bit of controversy over the 5 Pro. It's being advertised as a sub 250 gram drone, which means it doesn't need full registration in every country. But manufacturing tolerances mean that some of them have been weighing in at over that, even though they, in store, he told me they're 249.9. So Australia, US, and Canada have all rejected it from being in that category, whereas I believe Europe have said a normal manufacturing tolerance of 1 to 3% is fine, and it's allowed. So it means if you are going to use it for any kind of commercial use, you do need to actually register the Mini 5 Pro, which then kind of makes it more similar to the big boy. Now, I would love to have your thoughts on which is the better way to go, or should I be looking at an Air 3S, something like that, or a different brand. Obviously, the GoPro one, it faced karma and went out of business. But, I have in the past used, was it called Parrot drones, and they were pretty good. So if there's other ones on the market worth checking out, I'd love to hear about it. But here in Hong Kong, we do have easy access to the DJI ones. And for what I'm doing, not full productions, but to grab extra bits of B-roll, I really feel like the image quality of any of them is so good now, it's already better than the flagship was a few years ago. So it's not like cameras where I feel like I need to have the very best. I am happy to compromise. So what would you recommend? I'd be looking at getting probably a controller with a screen, 2 or 3 batteries, and the drone itself, some spare props if I need them, and the DJI Care or the equivalent if there's another one out there. I'm leaning towards the 5 Pro, Mini 5 Pro, but I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. What are you filming with? If you have any links that you can share of the kind of filming work that you're doing, I would genuinely love to see some of that. It's been fun going through and looking at some of my old clips from different trips. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Kind of a confessional and asking for help. This feels like, I don't know, some kind of self-imposed intervention. Check out the link tree below. Patreon Uncut is going great. We post new content there every day. And you can see all the details about the 5-day deal 2025. If you have any questions or suggestions, I'll be in the comments. Cheers, guys.